In 1914, a conflict broke out which would engulf the world in war. From India, many thousands of Sikhs volunteered to fight for Great Britain. Most had never stepped outside their villages or towns, but now they were being sent to serve in far-flung parts. Their story is all the more special because where they went and what they did ensured the growth and prosperity of the Sikh community all over the world. This short film shows where Sikhs went as part of the Indian Expeditionary Forces. Indian Expeditionary Force A, the Western Front. From the Punjab, soldiers in their various regiments were mustered at their depots and sent to Karachi from where they would sail. Sikh soldiers serving with 3rd Lahore Division and 7th Meerut Division were sent to Europe, but they were not told at the time where they were going. They embarked on the 24th of August 1914 and arrived at Suez in Egypt between the 9th and 13th of September. After a stay of 2 weeks, they sailed for Marseille with the knowledge of fighting in Europe for the first time. From Marseille they were sent to Flanders by train and thrust straight into the front lines, plugging the gaps in the defence to stop the Germans reaching the vital coast. Injured Sikhs were sent to Brighton to convalesce. All infantrymen left Europe in 1915, but Sikh cavalry stayed and were involved in battles including the Somme and Cambrai in 1918. Indian Expeditionary Force B and C, East Africa. At the outbreak of war, soldiers were being recruited by the princely Indian states, including the Sikh state of Kapurthala. These formed the Imperial Service Infantry Brigade and were sent as part of Indian Expeditionary Force B and C in November 1914 to fight Germans in their colonies in East Africa. Force B underwent an amphibious assault at Tanga, while Force C arrived at Mombasa and fought at Kilimanjaro. Despite being outnumbered, the Germans prevailed. They would remain undefeated until the end of the war in 1918, as they played a cat-and-mouse game with the British and Indians over parts of East Africa. Indian Expeditionary Force D, Mesopotamia. The largest force the British mobilised was the Indian Expeditionary Force D, sent to fight Germany's allies, the Ottoman Empire. This left Bombay on the 16th of October 1914 and was sent to Mesopotamia. There, in modern-day Iraq, they were to defend the Anglo-Iranian Oil Company's installations at Mohammerah and Abadan Island. The oil was vital for the navy. Later, in August 1915, and due to heavy losses in Flanders, the 7th Meerut Division also arrived. And with the defeat of the Ottomans also vital as the war progressed, the force began fighting its way from Basra towards capturing Baghdad. Indian Expeditionary Force E, Sinai and Palestine. Sikh horsemen were sent to Palestine from France in 1917 as part of the greatest cavalry campaign in history. After securing Mesopotamia, fresh battalions from India were also sent to Sinai. The goal was to invade Ottoman Palestine and secure Jerusalem. Sikh regiments, including 9th Hodson's Horse, spent much of the summer training in the Jordan Valley. Jerusalem was captured on the 9th of December 1917. Indian Expeditionary Force F, Suez. Force F was formed in 1914 in Egypt, a protectorate of the British, but one which was contested by the Ottomans. The goal was for around 30,000 Indian troops to protect the vital Suez crossing, which connected the east to the west. The 10th and 11th Indian Division, which contained Sikh regiments, did this, along with a cavalry brigade raised by the Indian princely states. Indian Expeditionary Force G, Gallipoli. Sikhs were sent from Suez to Gallipoli with Indian Expeditionary Force G to reinforce British and Anzac forces. Here, units including the 14th Firozpur Sikhs would fight to secure the Dardanelles against the Turks. At the Battle of Gully Ravine, the 14th were almost wiped out, losing 380 out of 514 men. With heavy losses, the campaign was abandoned.